Hi everyone, you might have seen the latest layoff news where thousands of employees are getting impacted. I want to talk about the associated thing today in this video because somebody who spoke to me told me this reality of the corporate world, which usually is not seen from the outside. See, what happens is big companies usually come and announce that we are going to let go 10,000 people, 12,000, 15,000 people over a period of time, and they have to also pay the severance pay, and all of those things happen, right? But there are a lot of companies who don't announce such layoffs, but they are still letting go people, they are still asking people to leave. Only difference is they are not announcing it in the newspapers, they are doing it slowly, quietly, behind the scene. All right, and this guy told me his side of story. He recently joined a mid-sized company. So he joined maybe last year, somewhere 9 months ago. So when he joined the company, everything was fine. He joined a project, and in that project, he actually got very good feedback. So he got appreciation emails from the client. His boss also wrote him a very good email. So they were happy. Everything was going fine. But when that particular project got over, the situation of this company was not that great because the pipeline was dry. There were very few projects in the pipeline. So there was a wait time. So he was waiting in the pool, and there were a lot of people, let's say 400, 500 people waiting in the pool. And it was very tough to get a project. But somehow he got a project, and that project also lasted for, let's say, around 4 months. So after 4 months, he was again on the pool, and he was again looking for a project inside the company. But now, after 50 days were gone, he was still not able to get a project. And that is when he got a call from the HR saying that your pool period is 60 days, 50 days are already gone. So please start to look opportunities outside. This is something which the HR is telling an employee. They are telling very clearly that we don't have any projects which are aligning with your skill set and experience. And if you don't get one in the next 10 days, you will have to resign. Now, this guy very clearly said, why should I resign? You guys hired me from the market some 9 months or a year ago, and you told me how good was your business. You told me that your customer base was really good. And now you are telling me that 10 days are remaining. If I don't find a project, I need to leave. I don't accept this. Right? So he was very truthful in confronting. He had all the reasons to get upset and angry. But these HRs were very clear. They said, boss, we appreciate what you're saying. We acknowledge what you're saying, but there is nothing that we can do. Our policy is 60 days notice period, and we can't change it for you. It is the same for everyone. If within 60 days you are not getting a project, you will have to leave. Otherwise, we will give you a termination letter. Now, when this point comes, everyone is taken aback, right? Because if you get terminated, that's not really a good thing. Now, this is something which happens quietly with a lot of people. There are no announcements of layoffs in the newspapers, but people go through this. They come under this particular pressure or a shock when only 10 days or 15 days of time is remaining, and then they don't have any choice but to quit. So what should you do when you land into such situation? One thing is, you need to fight it out. Okay, you need to fight it out with the HR, with whoever is in charge over there, and extend that timeline as much as possible. That is the first thing you need to do. So don't give up immediately. Number two, start to network internally within the company. So we always talk about networking on LinkedIn and attending industry events, okay, talking to people outside the company, which is important. But you should also network inside the company, because inside the company, sometimes there are various departments, different department heads or managers who may have an opportunity, internal job posting or something which you may not be aware of. So internal networking is equally important. Okay, just don't go by what the RMG or the HR or the resource group is saying. And different companies have different names for these groups, but go and talk to managers or decision makers yourself. That internal networking may get you an opportunity. Okay, so that is the second thing you should do. The third thing is, before you join the company, please look at what this company is, what kind of product, service do they have, what kind of customer base do they have. So these days, a lot of information is available on the internet. You can also actually go ahead and talk to some people who are working in that company. If it's a very big company like a TCS or Accenture or Capgemini, then there is no point in talking to people because there are lakhs of employees. But if it is a company where only 10,000 people are there or 12,000 or 15,000, then you should make an attempt to talk to at least 5, 6 people to understand how long are they working in that company, what kind of verticals do they have, okay, what kind of accounts, what kind of customers do they have, what kind of projects do they have. So all this will help you make an informed decision before you join. Because in this particular case that we are talking about, the guy just joined 9 to 12 months ago and now he's on the bench and he's being asked to leave. So it's a very unfortunate situation. But if he had probably spoken to some employees earlier, he would have probably got more information about how good is the company in terms of business continuity, what kind of projects are in the pipeline, and what is the company culture, right? Do they really hire and fire that quick? So while I understand you cannot identify everything from the outside, but it is important to do these checks before you join any company. And another important aspect is as soon as you hit the pool, most times we are hoping that we'll get another project, but as soon as you hit the pool, you should trigger that job search outside as well. It doesn't matter whether you spend only 6 months or 9 months. You already have your resume because you got a new job 6 months ago, 9 months ago. Please update the resume and start the job search again. Keep doing that. I know it is a pain and it is very unfortunate to be in these situations. But if you want your money to keep coming into the bank, which is your salary, then you need to take this additional effort. So maybe park some 30 minutes or 1 hour every day and start to push your resume again. Don't wait for that 60th day on the bench or the 90th day on the bench. Start to push your resume early. And sometimes I'll tell you a real thing. A lot of people actually get jobs because they kind of compromise on their salary. Now, this is not a very good thing to do, honestly. But sometimes I've seen people who were earning beyond 60 lakhs, they have joined new jobs at somewhere around 55 lakhs or even lesser. Now, why do they do that? They do that because they know that, okay, between 62 to 55, they may be losing some money, but at the end of the day, they will have a job. So they have a certain thought process which they follow. Whether it is recommended or not, whether you should do it or not is your call. But sometimes those kind of compromises or flexibility actually helps you get a stable job. And then later on, when the situation is good, you can again switch after a few years, right? So they go with that kind of a mindset. Again, I'm saying whether it is good or not is your call, but I've seen people do that and succeed. Because sometimes you may be really on the higher side of the salary band for your work and experience and skill set, but the company may not have that kind of a budget, right? So if you come within the budget, you may again get that opportunity. You never know that unless you try. But I recommend usually don't sell yourself too low early. Try selling yourself at a higher rate. But if you get the same feedback from different companies that your salary is high, then you can pitch for a lower salary, if at all you think that is right for you. And lastly, don't worry about what people say with respect to the market being bad. Okay, a lot of people say the market is bad, let's not do job search now, we are not getting calls. That may be true for them. But I usually say that the market is bad is not generically true for everyone, right? It may be bad for few people because they have a lot of experience, higher salary, legacy skill sets, and less demand. But it may be good for junior people who have niche skill sets, and for those skill sets, if the demand is high, then the market is good for them. So let's not worry about what other people are saying. Unless you go and try it out yourself, unless you update your resume and try and appear in interviews and see what kind of offers you get, you won't know if the market is good or bad for you, because your skill set, your experience and expertise is unique. And also sometimes it depends on demand and supply at that moment, or on the specific location, right? How many openings are there? So all those things matter. So please don't just go by what everybody is saying and get into an emotional state where you think, oh, market is bad, nothing is going to happen for me. Unless you try it out enough for 3-4 months, you will not know whether it is good or bad. So that's the message in this video. I hope you got it. Let me know what you think about it in comments. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you liked the video, hit the like and the hype button and then share it in your WhatsApp groups. I will see you in another video soon. Take care and bye for now.